Yeah, does that work?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay.
I'll have use my attorney to look this over. Yeah, it works for me. Sorry.
Is I my
Yeah, just go over it. So the top line. Wait, wait.
Okay.
See, yeah. So just your name.
Just in a minute, in a second. I'll tell you in a minute.
Witnesses.
Who's it? Yeah.
Can we do a pretend that Vito was
Video right now. Right over here.
After Stu, yeah.
Well, that's kosher.
I would say we could do a pretend with Jimmy, but he might just,
No,
he might mess the katuba
That's
up.
hot, man.
You don't.
What a
No.
great reference.
Rabbi's got to sign.
Vito's paw print.
Yes.
This isn't binding until you touch it.
Let's see how,
Yep.
let's roast
We
the
need your
whole
support,
room.
Vito. Do you want mom and dad to get married? You've been a child out of wedlock for a long time.
But anyone who's interested in what Max and Kelly have set their name to, I'm going to read everything later, okay? And we'll see you over there in a few.
I'm gonna do a picture real quick of Vito.
There we go. Everybody looks right here. One,
I
two.
could read the phone book and I don't know.
Gamberina uvetsola Tokamune Amsegula Bovikala Bovik Shalom Aterifala Gamberina uvetsola Tokamune Amsegula Bovikala Lechaldodi Likratkala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Lechaldodi Likratkala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Lechaldodi Likratkala Lechaldodi Likratkala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Lechaldodi Likratkala Lechaldodi Likratkala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Lechaldodi Likratkala Bovikala.
Max and Kelly, we welcome you under the chuppah, a future of a symbol of your future home together with walls open wide to accept all your friends and family to be part of your life. And we welcome you under the chuppah with words from Psalm 118.
Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, Berach nochem mibeit Adonai, mi'adir al hakol, mi'baruch al hakol, mi'gadol al hakol, u'yivarech hechatan v'hakala.
Eternal our God, we stand before your holiness and in quietness thank you for bringing us to this time. May your love protect Max and Kelly, who ask you to bless them. They ask your blessing not for themselves alone, but for each other and for their life together. For in your blessing is loyalty and devotion, love and trust. Be with them, Eternal, so that they may know true happiness and bring joy to all who love them. Let them honor you and so bring honor to themselves. Blessed are you who teaches humanity the way to happiness. Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei beriach ha'afen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, u'mekadesh amo Yisrael al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. Just saying the bouquet there.
אני, לדודי, לי.
אני, לדודי, ודודי, לי.
You're getting very complacent here. It's all right. Get your head in the game. You, Maxwell, enter into this holy covenant of affection and truth, to take Kelly to be your wife in the sight of God and man, and you faithfully promise to be a true and devoted husband to her.
I do.
Do you, Kelly, enter into this holy covenant of affection and truth, to take Maxwell to be your husband in the sight of God and man, and you faithfully promise to be a true and devoted wife to him?
I do.
Hooray. At. Mikudeshet. Li. Ba. Taba'at. Zo. Kedat. Moshe. The Israel.
Hooray. Atah. Nekudash. Li. Ba. Tabaat. Zo. Kedat. Moshe. Israel.
So I was a little worried that I would be upstaged by Jimmy and Vito Barkowitz. And it turns out all my fears were realised. That's okay. The two dogs are an extension of your caring personalities. And it's actually rare to hear people born and bred in Las Vegas, but it's actually true of the both of you. And I'm sure in some way the whole city are celebrating on that basis. And you have so many friends and family around. There's about 15 siblings at the last count. And they fill most of the room, and then there's some other folks who are on the odds and ends. And just look around you, to all of these people who love you and respect you. And it's rare to get this even once in one's lifetime. It's really a beautiful moment to savour. I do want to pay tribute to the two of you. Just like you care deeply for your dogs, you both chosen professions which are extremely caring, and you're both advocates for those who, in relative terms, have less power than the average person. And so you step up and you advocate for them and you care for them, and it's a great tribute to the two of you. In our Holy Torah this morning, we read Parshat Lech Lecha. And Abraham and Sarah are told to leave their home and everything they know and go to a new place. And even though you've been together for a long time now, I want you to acknowledge and understand that you're actually going to a new place, and the single life, even being together before marriage, is qualitatively different to what's ahead. And everyone in this room wishes you well on your journey. And you're never going to be alone on that journey. People will surround you and be there for you every step of the way, in the good times and the bad, and everyone rejoices for you. Now, we had our ketubah signing earlier, and everyone was toasting it with whiskey, but no one actually asked what was written on the ketubah and what you signed your name to. So that's where we come in now, to outline exactly what you signed up for. Did everyone see that?
Yeah.
few words in Hebrew. באושר רב של יום חג, באחד בשבת, 12 יום לחודש חשוון, בשנת 5779, בלאס וגאס, נבדה, ארצות הברית. מרדכי בן אפרים ורחל, ומיכאלה בת אברהם ראובן ויוספה, אמרו את המילים וביצעו את הטקסים, אשר איחדו את חייהם והצהירו על אהבתם, בנוכחות ברוכות Elohim כדת משה וישראל. On this day of great celebration and joy, on the first day of the week, the 12th day of the month of Cheshvan, in the year 5779, which corresponds to the 20th day of October in the year 2018 in Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, Maxwell Abraham Berkeley, son of Frederick and Shelley, and Kelly Christine Chenin, daughter of Alan and Jacqueline, spoke the words and performed the rites which united their lives and affirmed their love in the presence of God's blessings and in accordance with the laws of Moses and Israel. You are my best friend, my hopes and future, my strength, my soulmate. Standing proudly beside you, in your eyes I see my love, and in your heart I see my dreams. And in our promise I see a union true and steadfast, uniquely devoted to compassion, kindness and sincerity. Through all time and space there has been no love like ours, and our story will unfold with beauty, grace and meaning. We pledge to cherish and sustain each other, meeting life's trials with quiet strength and courage, and meeting life's blessings with wonder, joy and laughter. We will grow as individuals and delight in an elegant freedom born from mutual respect. Through all time and space there will be no story like ours. Our sacred covenant is valid and binding. For our reading of the Sheva Brachot, the 7 blessings, which praise God for everything from creating the universe itself to helping the bride and groom, to celebrate each other, we call up our 7 friends of the bride and groom, Josh, Tony, Ryan, Daphne, Jeremy, Alan and Charlie. Please assemble at the side of the chuppah.
Blessed are you, God, source of the world, who creates the fruit of the vine.
Amen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei beri hagafen.
Blessed are you, God, all of creation attests to your glory.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol bara lekodo. And after I do each blessing in Hebrew, then you're going to say Amen.
Amen. Blessed are you, God, creator of humanity.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer hadam.
Amen.
Blessed are you, God, foundation of every life, who fashioned humanity in your likeness and in your image, and who has given us the means that we might flourish through time. Blessed are you, God, who has created human beings.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher yatzat adam b'tzalmo v'tzelem temut tavnito v'itkin lo mimeno ad binyan et hayad Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer Adam. Amen.
Zion shall surely celebrate whenever two of her children are united in joy. Blessed are you, God, who brings joy to Zion through her children.
Sos tasis v'takel ha'akara B'kibbutz baneha l'tocha b'simcha Baruch atah Adonai Mesameach Zion b'vaneha. Amen.
God, may you gladden the hearts of these beloved friends as you made the first man and woman rejoice in the Garden of Eden long ago. Blessed are you, God, who causes the groom and bride to rejoice.
Sameach tesamach re'im ha'ahuvim Kesamechecha yitzircha Began Eden mikedem Baruch atah Adonai mesameach Hatan v'chala. Amen.
Blessed are you, God, who lights the world with happiness and contentment, love and companionship, peace and friendship, bridegroom and bride. Let the mountains of Israel dance. Let the gates of Jerusalem ring with the sounds of joy, song, merriment, and delight, the voices of the groom and the voice of the bride, the happy shouts of their friends and companions. We bless you, God, who brings bride and groom together to rejoice in each other.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher baras hason v'simcha Chatan v'chala Gila rinat yitza v'chedva Ava v'chala v'shalom v'rehut Meir Adonai Eloheinu yishama b'rehuda v'chutzot Yerushalayim Kol sason v'kol simcha Kol chatan v'kol kala Kol mitzalot chatanim v'chupatam Unarim u'mishte neginatam Baruch atah Adonai Mesameach chatanim ha'kala. Amen. Before the breaking of the glass, which symbolizes that the two of you are together to support each other in times of difficulty and not just to celebrate with each other in times of joy like this, can offer you the blessing that the priests of the ancient Israelites used to offer the people. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you. Ya'ed Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, may God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, may God turn towards you in tenderness all the days of your life, give you the gift of perfection, completeness, and peace.
making the glass feel more breakable. I think so. What happens if you have to do it before?
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the bride and groom.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the parents of the bride. How about a round of applause for Alan and Jacqueline Cheney? And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the first set of the groom's parents. Let's hear for Shelley Berkeley and Fred Berkeley.
And your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time.
Now for the second set of the groom's parents, let's hear for Dr. Larry Lerner and Dee Berkeley. And now for the wedding party, ladies and gentlemen. First, I'd like to introduce Maddie Berkeley, escorted by Paul Cheney.
Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here. A dedication to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate and party with you. Come on now.
Next, let's hear for Jessica Katz, escorted by Eric Frankel.
Celebrate and have a good time. Yeah, yeah.
Keep clapping those hands, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
To you, what's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on.
Next, we have Courtney Kravitz, escorted by Joy Reyesberg.
It's a celebration. It's a celebration. Let's celebrate. Come on now.
Next, we have Michelle Cohen, escorted by Ben Berkeley and Matt Fleming.
There's a party going on right here. A celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now.
Next, we have Stephanie Lerner, escorted by Mike Levine, along with the flower girl, Naya.
We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on.
Next, we have Kayla Helen, escorted by David Lerner.
It's a celebration.
And of course, we got the maid of honor, Pookie Bear, escorted by the best man, Sam Berkeley.
So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate and party with you. Come on now.
Another round of applause for the wedding party, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause. At this time, we'd like to ask everyone to please rise. Now, is everyone ready to make a lot of noise? I said, is everyone ready to make a lot of noise? Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure and honor to introduce to all of you tonight, how about a big round of applause for Mr. and Mrs. Max Berkeley? see a big kiss. Make some noise. Big kiss, big kiss. All right, everyone may now be seated. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, by request of the bride and groom, they would now like to share their first dance together as husband and wife. Let's give the newlyweds another big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. Let them hear it.
And take you home. Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Don't know much about science. Don't know much about the French accent.
Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause.
Honest you. At first I thought it was infatuation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time we're going to go ahead and start the hora. So if we need some strong guys out here to come on out to the dance floor. Come on out, come on out.
Oh,
אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ.
Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michelle, otherwise known as Pookie Bear, and I'm Kelly's sister and best friend. When we were younger, I would always get Kelly to drive me anywhere I wanted to go. Well, honestly, I still get her to drive me anywhere I want to go. But one day, Kelly and I were driving around town. It was around the time when she had graduated high school and was headed off for her college adventures, when she looked at me and said dramatically, "I have a new theme song." The song says, "It's a mystery like the deep blue sea. You can take it, you can leave it, but I still believe. So I won't give up and I won't give in. I know I'm gonna find him, I just don't know when. A girl trying to find herself the perfect man is like trying to find Atlantis." From that point forward, whenever I'd meet the various men that came after that, I would always wonder, I would always wonder if that would be her Atlantis. I knew Kelly had found her Atlantis in Max almost immediately. I had just graduated from nursing school earlier in the day, and we were at a bar when Kelly proceeded to tell me how she could picture a family and a life with you. That's something she had never said before. She had a sparkle in her eyes that I will honestly never forget, and at that moment, I knew this day was only a matter of time. Max, I'm absolutely certain Hashem put you on this earth to find my sister. You make her laugh. At times she'd usually be anxious. You have an incredible, yet crazy family that has welcomed her with open arms and somehow meshes perfectly with our crazy family. You share her passion and love for animals. You remind her daily of her inner and outer beauty. And most importantly, according to the BuzzFeed Sorting Hat quiz I made you take, you're a Gryffindor. Max, well, I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome you into our family and to call you my brother. Kelly means everything to me. So I hope you never forget, even for a second, how incredibly blessed you are to have her in your life. She's the most loyal person I know. She will always put your needs above her own. And she loves you so much. It's the kind of love most people could only wish for. It's the kind of love that somehow allows her to look past the fact that you don't like to eat cheese. I know you both will have a lifetime full of memories that include a lot of ups and a few downs that will only make you stronger. We're all so lucky to be here with you celebrating this special day and witnessing the beginning of the rest of your lives. I love you both so much more than I could express in one toast. But now, if you all would, please raise your glass and help me toast to Kelly and Max. Also tough.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to call upon the mother of the groom, Shelley. Round of applause.
Good evening, everybody. We're so happy to have all of you here sharing this extraordinarily wonderful occasion with our family. This is a very special room and very significant one for me. 41 years ago, Fred Berkeley and I got married in this room. 20 years ago, Dr. Larry and I got married in this room. My son Sam was bar mitzvahed in this room. And now we're here to all bear witness to the wedding of my son and his beloved Kelly. This has not been easy for me. Fred and I did a couple of things very well together, and the two best things we did are our children, Max and Sam. Max was my firstborn, and for all the mothers in the room, you know how you feel when your firstborn is there and you look down at him in the bassinet or her in the bassinet, and first you're just overwhelmed by the majesty of it all, but then you wonder, well, all your hopes and dreams and aspirations are transferred to this child that you would give up your life for. And that's exactly how I felt, as all of you have felt, when Max was born. I would not lightly give him away to any other woman unless I knew in my heart that she would love him as much as I do. And we are so grateful, so very grateful, that Max has found somebody as caring and loving and fine as he is. And you are, Kelly, and we are so happy to welcome you into our family. For years and years, Fred and I have been saying that when we parted ways, and we obviously didn't part too far, that we decided that we weren't going to cut off the limbs of our family tree, that we would just keep adding new growth to the top. And that's exactly what we have done. And we have been so fortunate to marry spouses that agreed with us and understood the importance of family and strength and being together. So I want to personally thank not only the Chennons for having raised such a beautiful and wonderful daughter that will make my son very happy, but my ex-husband Fred for being quite a mensch, for my sister wife Dee, who I who has shared the raising of our children together, and to my wonderful husband, Dr. Larry, for bringing his family into our lovely, strong family. So I thank all of them for behaving in a dignified, mensch-like, loving, caring family where we truly do value family values. So Maxie, Kelly, everybody please raise your glasses to my boy and his wonderful wife, Mrs. Kelly Berkeley. And now I'd like to introduce my sister wife, Dee Berkeley.
Unless I'm selling jewelry, I'm not very good at this, so please follow that. Okay, I scribbled it today. So you heard I'm Dee Berkeley, and I am Max's stepmom, and I'm Sam's stepmom too, but we'll get to that in a few months. I'm going to try to keep this short because my husband needs the stage and will be probably far more entertaining, I am sure. On December 1st, 1995, Fred and I had our first date. We enjoyed an evening of sushi and we had some laughs. We discussed that he was divorced with 2 sons and an ex-wife, a prominent ex-wife, I might add. Yikes, I thought. That's some serious baggage. Fred probably sensed that a little bit of my trepidation. I was, after all, moving to New York City. I was single. I was skinny then. And surely there would be some Jewish guys without kids and an ex. in Manhattan. I was a little nervous. Anyway, Fred did explain to me that evening, by the way, and for many evenings after, that his children were his number one priority and his ex was his number one priority. That family unit will remain this amazing unit, and you want to come along for the ride? Cool. If not, sayonara, sucker. But anyway, so it took a while for him to introduce me. Sam was first. We were probably a little nervous about us meeting Max, but that came 9 months later. And again, I'll get into Sam in a few months. So I finally got to meet Max with Sam and Fred at Kabuki for dinner 9 months after I met Fred. Max quickly became a part of my relationship with Fred, and I joined them for dinners, for movies, for sporting events. Max was this magical soul. He faced everything, including health challenges, with humor and grace and understanding, and he is by far the most non-judgmental human that I have ever met. When my father was alive, he would immediately come into our home, and he would go immediately to my dad, and he would spend time, as long as my dad wanted, talking sports and politics. And now, as soon as he comes into our home, he heads straight to my mom's room, Grandma Shirley, where he shares laughs, a bourbon. And I think that these are my most favorite things about Max. The way he makes people feel when they are with him. That nobody is ever invincible in Max's orbit. This is truly, and most of you and all of you that have been around Max know that this is truly a rare gift. Max is not at all consumed with clothes, clearly. Material things. As long as he has his family, his friends, his betting apps, a good television, his dogs, he is happy. So I wasn't sure that there would be a girl suited for this adventure with Max. And enter Kelly. So one of my favorite Disney movies is Olaf. And as Olaf says, some people are worth melting for. And this is how Max feels about you, Kelly. I suddenly saw Max smitten. You are his soulmate who lets Max be Max, who appreciates all of his little Maxisms. You love children, you love your family, you fiercely love your Judaism. You are the big sister to my Maddie. You never forget to include her in everything, and I know that you two will make a beautiful life together filled with children, animals. I can't believe I said that. I used to hate that, but I'm saying it now as a mom and grandma soon, maybe. You'll create a beautiful union together. So I welcome you, Kelly, to this big, beautiful, crazy Berkeley family that I am so very lucky to be a part of. It's a wild ride, and it's unconventional, and you will fit right in. So I love you both immensely and look forward to being a part of your life's journey. Cheers to you both for a lifetime of lots and lots of laughter, and there'll be a few tears over the years. We've shared some this last few months when we lost Papa George, who is for sure around us everywhere. And I love you both. So cheers to you both. I love you. And, so wait a second. I have been wait, Fred gave me this to read, so hold on a minute. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. It is a dream come true for me to introduce our next speaker. I'm gonna read it. My husband and what does it say? And Max's dad, Fred Berkeley. What can I say about my husband that he hasn't already said about himself? Not a particularly bright man, not a particularly kind man, not a particularly successful man. Oh well, who are we kidding? A giant among men. I was, wait a minute, a man who wrote out this introduction and made me promise to deliver it exactly as written. When God above created man, okay, when God above created man, this is who I had in mind. All right, my husband and the man who gave Max life, Fred Berger.
What a lovely surprise. All you gotta do is read it. Thank you, it's all about me now. Good evening, everyone. Obviously, I have lost my voice, so we're not going to do songs tonight. I'm just going to do the speech. I have two sons, Max and the other one. I also have a daughter named Maddie, but that's a whole different ballgame. I have the pleasure of welcoming all of you to the Skyview Room here atop the Bally's Hotel to celebrate Max and Kelly's wedding. Actually, this place looks familiar to me. I actually got married here once, as Shelley told you. Some of you were here for that event 40 or so years ago. As I look around, I see many cherished family members and faces, and I realize that time has not been kind to us. Anyway, Max was conceived in the summer of 1981. I was out of town at the time. But I understand it was quite a party. No, I'm kidding, but it does bring to mind an amazing, an amusing story. Not amazing, but amusing. For those of you who don't know Shelley very well, she is sometimes, well, she's very organized, sometimes a little over the top. When she didn't get pregnant the first time, she insisted that I get tested. And back then, in those years, they gave you a cup, and they said, collect your stuff, and you've got to drive it out to Sunrise Hospital. And the only catch was it had to be at Sunrise Hospital within 30 minutes of collection. So on the day we chose, I stayed home from work, and I watched The Price is Right to get in the mood. And I filled that cup, and at that time, we lived all the way out on the outskirts of town on Pebble Road in Eastern, which was quite a distance from Sunrise Hospital. So I hurriedly got dressed, got into my, I think it was a Corvette back then, and began speeding towards Sunrise Hospital. I'm driving really fast on Eastern Avenue when I hear the sirens. I get pulled over, the officer comes out and comes to the window and asks, "What's your hurry?" I tell him that my son may very well be in the container in the passenger seat. The officer apparently had a sense of humor. He said, "Follow me." He puts on the siren, and down we go Eastern Avenue, and we're trying to make it to Sunrise Hospital within 30 minutes. I get the cup to the people at Sunrise Hospital for the testing. When I meet my physician, Dr. Ted Jacobs, who some of you older people know or knew, he has the test results. He said that my sperm count was actually very high, big surprise, and I could impregnate China. Unfortunately, China was his receptionist, but that's a whole different story. His receptionist.
Stop it!
I got better stuff. With this written confirmation that I was potent, Max was conceived almost immediately, and the rest is history, as we like to say. That's a true story. It is difficult for me to say too many funny things about Max because he is genuinely such a wonderful human being, and I'll give you just one example. When he was maybe 9 or 10 years old, we had a birthday party for him at the Ten Oaks house, and we invited all of his classmates, including a young kid named Rory. Now, Rory was not a popular kid. He was kind of a nerdy kid, and the other kids didn't like him. But he invited all the kids in his class. When Rory and his parents arrived at our home, the parents said, "Can we speak to you for a moment?" And they took us aside. And they told us that some of the popular kids had come to Max and said, "We don't want Rory at the party, and if Rory is invited to the party, that they were not coming." To which Max replied, "You're going to miss a really great party." And he was there, and Rory was there, and they were very proud of Max. Rory is in prison now. So the popular kids were right, but that does not change the fact that Max said, "You're not coming to the party," which was a wonderful. Max is the gold standard of sons, and I don't know where he got all that goodness. Shelley is very good, but not like Max. I'm certainly nowhere near that. I mean, forget about it. I don't really know Kelly that well. She must be all right. Max likes her, so. I do know that Max has never been happier since he was been with Kelly. And I would just like to read you something that Kelly had engraved on this wine glass to Dee and I, which I think is very lovely. "I will love your son with all my heart for all my life. Thank you for entrusting me with a piece of your heart and for raising the man of my dreams. Love, Kelly," which is beautiful. Thank you, Kelly. Our rather unusual extended family, that's Berkeley's, Harrison's, Lerner's, Fleming's, Levine's. Did I leave anybody out? Anyway, we have had the pleasure of getting to know the Chenin family, and the Chenin family is wonderful, and we salute them as well. We tend to get up and want to be more show-offy than them, but they're a wonderful family, and I thank them for sharing this experience with us. In closing, please continue to enjoy the evening and enjoy the celebration of this marriage of Max and Kelly. Thank you. I'm not done. I get to introduce Max's best man, the one we refer to as the other one. Many of you out there will be invited to Sam's wedding in March to Villay, and depending on a review of your gifts tonight, some of you won't. This is Max and Kelly's night, so I'm not going to get into the Sam. I got a lot of Sam stuff, as you can well imagine. Not tonight. Suffice it to say, ladies and gentlemen, one of the few people on this earth strong enough to follow me. I give you Mr. Entertainment, Sam Berkeley.
Out there. It's all about me now. I've daydreamed this moment 1,000 times over 33 years. This moment right now, standing right here in front of all of you, getting to say some very nice things and some not so nice things about my best friend. Obviously, I love every single member of my family equally, but it's my brothers and sisters that will literally spend my entire life with me. Max, of these siblings, you were the first I ever met. We are the Berkeley boys. there is always going to be the most special place in my heart that I hold the love that I have for you. 70 years from now, when we're dying next to each other at one of our houses and Kelly and Vile are taking care of us, I know that you will still be my best friend, despite the rest of this speech. I've always spoken of Max in the best light, and stated many times to many people that I want to be more like Max when I grow up. When I say that, everyone always asks, why? Well, let me finally tell you all of the ways. Maxman, Poonface, Maximilian, Maxipad, Degenerate Son, Sharkbait Hoo-Ha-Ha, and Maxine Jenner. You move through this life like nothing is hard for you. Being nice and polite to everyone you see, chivalrous and gentlemanly in every exchange, defending those who cannot defend themselves, complimenting the whole world on everything, and being an overall delight, using your own words. These things are second nature to you. The average nice guy has to try to do all these things. To you, it happens so effortlessly. And this is the first reason I want to be more like you, Max. The first memory I have of Max is the asparagus incident of 1988. See, Max and I hated asparagus more than anything, but the parentals forced us to eat it one night. Max came up with this personal brilliance that if he washed it down with his favorite beverage, it possibly could be edible. Unfortunately for Max, his cocktail of choice at the time was chocolate milk. That's right, creamy, frothy, Hershey's chocolate milk paired with gross green, mildly undercooked asparagus. First one in the asparagus, then the milk, then it all came back out of his nose and his mouth onto himself, the kitchen table, the kitchen floor. This would be fairly traumatic for both of us over time with regard to vegetables. But instead of the reaction that most small children would have, which would be to cry over spilled milk, Max just laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. And to this day, we still laugh about this 30-year-old event. A happier person in the face of adversity has yet to walk the earth. This is the second reason I want to be more like Max. Max's appearance has always been a big issue for me. He does not own collar stays for his shirts. His shoelaces are always frayed to almost broken. His pants are too big. His ketchup stains literally drive me crazy. I even heard once from a district attorney who I believe is here that Max once showed up early to trial to ask the judge to help him tie his tie as if he wouldn't know how. That's a true story. Perpetually underdressed, continuously late to everything, I have asked him about his lack of personal upkeep and seemingly aloof sense of time. In the end, his answer can be translated to not caring about societal norms nor about what anybody thinks about him. I cannot think of a better nor happier way to live one's life, and that is the third reason I would like to be more like Max. Growing up, Max was known as the good son, and I the bad. And as you all know, they were very right. However, times they are a-changing. Max has this surprising edge that has grown as he's gotten older. Please note, I did not just call him rugged. I mean, it took him how many times to break that thing? Beside the fact that he shows up at my door regularly scratching at his neck, almost sweating, offering odd favors if I just give him a bottle of bourbon. He has the secret part of him that we have only seen a few times. For instance, when Max was 16 and I 13, we were driving home from something and I asked Max, "Can you flare your nostrils?" After a discussion about what that actually was, I began flaring them. I showed him despite him being the driver, and and he tried to reciprocate. We are now staring at each other's faces, flaring our nostrils at each other, when all of a sudden, boom, we slam into the neighbor's yard. Max's car ends up completely on the neighbor's property. We immediately reversed, rolled across the street, and parked, and Max said, "Don't tell anybody." We never spoke a word about this to anyone until tonight. Actually, sidebar, the mud followed us all the way to his car, so we weren't very sly. But we never spoke a word of this to anyone before tonight, but, well, per Max's mischievous request. How has this side helped me? Well, I am now the good son, and I have had the pleasure of holding that honor for a few years now. And oh, if you only knew the truth. So, a seemingly angelic human being with just a sprinkle of the devil, this is the fourth reason I want to be more like Max. So, revealed in this speech, Max is annoyingly nice to everybody, smiles at typically tough life stresses, lives in one giant ketchup stain, spews chocolate milk, is always late, underdressed, cares little for the opinions of others, and is mildly mischievous. What do you do with a guy like that? Kelly. Kelly is annoyingly nice, typically smiles at life's stresses, lives happily in Max's ketchup stain, spews animals, always late, underdressed, cares little for the opinions of others, and is mildly mischievous herself. He's all yours. All yours. In reality, though, the whole world loves you too, and is very captivated by watching you. We cannot wait to see the marvelous things and stories that the two of you will provide all of us over time. Max, you are my best friend. Not because we are brothers, or because you selected me to speak tonight, but because you are simply the best man that I know. I will try my absolute hardest to be your best man, now and always. After that, I still want to be more like you when I grow up. Congratulations to you both.
All righty. Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
My big fat ass got all them boys cooked. We're from dollar bills, now we poppin' rubber bands. Bruno sang to me while I do my money dance like, hey. Flexin' on the gram like, hey. Hit that Lil Jon, okay, okay. Oh yeah, we drippin' and finesse and getting paid.
Ooh, don't we look good together? There's a reason why they watch all night long. All night long. Yeah, I know we'll turn heads forever. So tonight I'm gonna show you off. When I'm walking with you, I watch the whole room change. Baby, that's what you do. No, my baby don't play. Blaming all my confidence, I'm blaming all your measurements. Shut the shit down on sight. That's right.
Get this party started. Grab a partner, ladies and gentlemen. Grab a partner. We're gonna do the twist again. Here we go. Here we go. Clap those hands. Come on. Grab a partner, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna do the twist and it goes like this. Come on, let's twist again. Right like we did last summer.
turn, everybody turn. Come on. I see you, Fred. I see you twisting the ground. How low can you go? Let's see it, let's see it. I see you. Getting messy over here by the wedding cake. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.